Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
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 Thank you. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
They changed the name of the high school and all James Woods can say is ooh, I'll be second day. 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 When a ball turned into a vampire, all James Woods could say was ooh, I'll be second day. 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 When he became Peter's best friend, they sat around the house and said, ooh, I'll be second day. 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 And you know that James Woods practices laundry well, but everything that he reads becomes real hard to spell. Everyone tries to help him, but the words just won't come out. There's only one thing he can think of, and it's what comes out his mouth. Ooh, I'll be second day. 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 When he comes out of his house, the women scream and shout. Ooh, I'll be second day. 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 When they know that he's next to the best of them all, when he says, ooh, I'll be second day. 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 Reese's Pieces on the floor and watch him come a saying, ooh, I'll be second day. 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 And you know that James Woods practices laundry well, but everything that he reads becomes real hard to spell. Everyone tries to help him, but the words just won't come out. There's only one thing he can think of, and it's what comes out his mouth. Ooh, I'll be second day. 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 When he comes out of his house, the women scream and shout. Ooh, I'll be second day. 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 Ooh, I'll be second day.
If only it were real. Hang on just a second, guys. Let me do a little bit of business here. Here we go. Good evening, everybody. It is Extra Bulla Live. I'm your host, Uncle Warren, sitting here in Chicago Apparently wherever old man Barker is, it's negative 39. Is he in Antarctica? Is that where he lives?
No.
The hell, man? Who didn't 39? What
Is
kind
that
of
Minnesota? Where is
Alberta for you. The difference between Alberta and Ontario is a big one.
it? Oh.
So fucking Arctic circles,
Jeez.
what that shit is. Jesus Christ. He lived next to Santa. Stay warm, brother. Come on.
How is that? Oh, that's
Actually,
not
really
even
warm
possible.
here for me.
We got our friends from Noteworthy, from Abby Dew's channel. It's Abby and Michael. What's going on, y'all? I'm glad to see you.
Thank you for
Glad-
having us.
You say that now. But you know, we still have 55 minutes of sure
Go,
terror.
well, we'll see.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm glad you're here. I
Back into
enjoy
15.
I enjoy watching your shows. You do 2 shows a week, right? You have kind of open forum on Tuesdays, and you do a specialized show on Thursdays. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Tuesday show is kind of a new thing. We've been
It's kind of a new
on our
thing.
6th
We
episode
started.
just this week.
We
Oh,
haven't
okay.
seen you come on Tuesday yet.
I'm shy. I'm just a baby.
Mhm.
I'm so wrapped up in the conversations you have on there. You guys are smart, man. You don't want my dumb ass on there. Come on.
Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind.
Usually when y'all are doing that on Tuesdays, I'm getting ready for the Undercurrent that I host with Lainey on Wednesday mornings. So I'm usually like gathered.
Oh,
I'm kind of
Gathering
half,
information.
right. I'm kind of half lurking. So so I'm listening, and then like you guys will say something, I'll go, ooh, I'll get on the keyboard and I'm like, because you guys talk about some good stuff.
Sometimes.
So you sometimes stop it. You're being too modest. So as tradition here on the show, whenever it's your first time on here, since you've already paid the $50 entrance fee, which we appreciate that, although it's in Canadian money, so I don't know if that'll spend down here or not. Michael, we'll figure that out later. But what I like to do is whenever people come on, I like to get what I call their Marvel origin story, right? Because we're all kind of wanderers and in this space, just trying to do what we can do, and I'm always curious what led people from wherever they were to here. So I'm being a Southern gentleman and all, we're going to do ladies first. Miss Abby, if you don't mind, if you want to tell us how did you get in this space?
Well, our origin story kind of sucks, actually. We started out at RBN, or at least we thought we did, and we were there for like about a year, I think, Michael,
six
before the
months, I think.
bombshell.
Maybe
6
about
months?
6 months. Yeah.
And then we got hit with a bombshell that we weren't actually affiliated with RBN at all. So it was like they had a faction.
Factional dispute.
Yeah, dispute that happened, and what's his name? What was his name? CJ.
CJ. Yeah, I
started
remember all that.
his own channel. But it was the way it was told to us was they were building up this new channel just in case their channel had to come down for some reason. You know how YouTube is. And we were a chapter, a California chapter. Long Beach, I think is what he called it. Well, turns out all that was a lie. So we decided, well, first of all, that's how I met Michael. So I don't know if you want to keep going from there, because I was like, well, why they put me with him? But then I realized, oh, I like him.
We just
We have
volunteered.
Yeah.
Got lucky.
He's very
we really got lucky.
Yes, he's very well. He's Canadian. That's like built into his DNA as being nice and likable. So
Well,
you would see an evil
soft power.
Canadian. Right? Exactly. That's like your Marvel superhero power is nicety.
but he'll crash out on you.
That's right. Yeah.
I'll try not to.
That's so like that's the best of both worlds to me, because I'll flash out too. So yeah, I don't know if you want to continue with the story, Michael. You want to put your Nahilo spin on
Yeah.
it?
Well, when everything had fallen to shit with RBN, like we had just been volunteering to an advertisement that, like, we just were watching RBN one day, and they're all of a sudden asking if you wanted to join as a new podcaster. We'll train you up. And I was like, after watching all these like socialist channels for a long time, there's this message that is, don't just be passive on the couch. Get up and join the fight. Find a way to contribute. So I was like, I don't know how much I can, like, personally, I'm going through a lot of stuff. There's not much I feel like I can do in my own community, but I figured what I can start with is trying to branch out online and get to know some people. So just trying to follow the instructions on how to do the socialist organizing in a way, and kind of learn the first lesson about all that organizing stuff. Is like never meet your heroes kind of thing, right? So we had no idea that CJ had put this advertisement up without the permission of the others, and like we still don't necessarily know their private conversations about it and everything. It seems unlikely to me that this would have been able to go on for so long without them picking up on it. Sabby and Nick and Rome, because once they found out that they had this second RBN channel using their brand and name and stuff without their permission, they got really upset. And there was other like misogyny, like internal to their organization, coming from CJ. They're having some accusations about that, and so there had been some warning signs that he was probably not going to be able to be a good fit for their organization anymore. And they used this situation with us as a way to say, okay, that's it, last final straw. And there was 6 of us besides me and Abby. There was also Nicolette and Jared at the social contract. And
Mastermind hour.
well, there was more than 6 of us. There was actually 8 of us after, because there were 2 more brought on after. But there was it's been so long since we've even talked about them, I'm almost forgetting their names. There was Stay Balanced and the farm guy. Can you remember his name? Damn. But they were all good
I didn't
shows.
like him.
So it was Beyond the Arc podcast, Social Contract, and Noteworthy. And Beyond the Arc, when everything got canceled on us, they decided we're done with this. We're amateur podcasters anyway. We're not really getting big numbers. So they just wrapped up and went offline. And Social Contract, just like us, is still going. Not many people really know that. I think that they do good work as socialist communicators. They actually talk about the Marxist theory. They know their stuff. Just for whatever reason, they're not, I don't know, popular. They're not.
A lot of people get suppressed on YouTube too, so it's the struggle is real, as the kids say there. But it's I met you, Michael, because I was telling Abby yesterday during y'all's show that I met you in the Political Matrix chats there, and very bright young mind there, young Michael there, and I was very impressed. And I think you had mentioned you and Abby did a show or something, and I watched it, and I was like, wow, this is, you guys, because you guys are just so, you're not pretentious or anything like that. You're just very natural, and it's very easy to watch and listen to your shows, right? You don't put on airs or anything like that. I know, right? Blush. But I think, but the sincerity of it is what's refreshing. And I think I think this is an era where I think people are finally tired of propaganda and bullshit talk. They just want to hear some plain talk. They want to hear it just for real, and you guys do. You keep it real, and that's cool, and I've seen your numbers grow actually on your channel there. You guys are up to 258 subscribers now. So
Thank you to all our subscribers.
Yes,
They
thank
are
you so much.
undefeated too.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
easy. I mean,
It's not easy.
taken us 2 years to get 258, and but to me, that's natural growth. That shows that we are not, we're not the grifters that are getting hooked on the algorithm to try and find a way to astroturf our way to the top. You know, you got to do it right. You got to do it slow. So
We really don't even look and check. Like maybe we'll go in to see how many views, but we don't like look at the algorithm. And I mean, what's the point? If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they can go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to change up what you do just for the algorithm? I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose of what you're doing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But I mean, looking at the thing here, I mean, you get like, over 100 views on a line, some of them 200. So, it's one of those, slowly but surely kind of things, right? And I always tell you people, that organic growth like that, where people kind of discover you, or if it's kind of a word of mouth kind of thing, it's great. What you could probably do is if you're into this sort of thing, you could probably add shorts to your channel too. And that I've come to find. Look, I'll show you after the show. It's like super easy because I do shorts for my shows too, and I'm lazy as hell. Yeah. So I'll show you the easy peasy way of doing that. So because we want to get more eyes and ears on your channel as well, right? We have a lot of people in this space that there's smaller channels, probably 1,000 or less, that do good work. Like I said, Political Matrix, my buddy Marcus over there, and Teal, they do a great job. And like I said, you guys too. It's I could sit there. You guys do like these marathon streams on Tuesdays, right? Just like, and I'll sit there for hours just like working on something, and I feel like I'm in the room with you, just that guy sitting on the couch, maybe like, having a little something while I'm listening to everybody else talk, that kind of thing, so it's like, it's natural,
Yes. That was like, we just started that, and I got that idea from someone that I enjoy going on his show, and people just come up and just talk, and we don't know what we're going to talk about. We change the topic whenever we get bored with what we're discussing, and just move on to something else. And I think it's working out well so far. And hopefully some more of our followers will join. Some of them are kind of shy. I see you, Jacqueline.
Yeah, it's a bit hit and miss, though. I mean, starting out early. I think if we keep being consistent about it, people will, enough more eyes and ears start to know that we're doing it every Tuesday. Then a lot more people won't be floundering looking for a subject, because people will just be wanting to come on. They already know what they want to talk about. But I just see Jacqueline's asking to look for that channel for the social contract. Reason why you can't find it is because they changed the name to Last Minute Politics, but they are still just like us. We're Noteworthy on Abby Do, Abby Don't. They are the social contract at the Last Minute Politics on YouTube. So hopefully you can find it now.
Let's see if I can. Okay, yeah, there it is, right there. Yeah, it's it is. It's at Last Minute Politics, all one word there. So
I forgot the guy's name, but he has a pretty nice voice, and he could play the guitar really well.
Jared.
Jared, that's his name. Yeah. Yes. So he sings on every show. Nice, pretty voice.
There's their right
and,
there.
Nicolette, I'll show you. Actually, she's like a writer. She's got like a media career before starting the podcast. So I ordered her book that she wrote. She recently released, because I wanted to get for my daughter's birthday coming up. So I'll just go grab it, and I guess I might as well.
All right, it was nice talking to you. Now it's just you and me, Abby. Hello.
So yeah, I've been on. Hi, meow.
Hey. Ooh, kitty, meow.
Here he comes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh shit.
Oop, there it is.
God damn it.
So yeah,
The big
Nicolette,
bad wolf.
Olivier, and Jared. I I don't know what Jared's last name is, but they're good people. You know, they for whatever reason haven't gotten the same kind of numbers as we have. I feel lucky and like a little bit undeserving. It's like, how is it that we're the ones that made it big out of those other two, or whatever? But we didn't.
Well, I wouldn't say big, but
no, but compared to the numbers that they're getting, it's like we got like twice the viewership sort of stuff. So if not more.
It might be the time. I don't know.
That's
well, you
probably
know,
who knows?
You put out good stuff like that. You know, you put out good stuff. I mean, like it's like they said in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I know this is an old reference, but I'm an old guy. You know, you put out the vibe to a million chicks, one of them's bound to respond. Right. And I feel like that's the same thing with like podcasts too. You put the vibe out to a million people, one of them's bound to respond. Right. If not, obviously you want more than one, but you know the thing, as Biden would say. So let's, before we get into like any juicier topics or anything, I just want to know a little bit about you. So you're a Southern girl, Abby, is that right?
Born and raised in Louisiana.
Oh yeah, I'm a Mississippi boy. How about that? You like that? Yeah.
We're a different kind of breed.
Oh yeah. I spent way too much time in New Orleans because I lived on the Gulf Coast, so I was like about an hour and a half away. And so I would go down to New Orleans a good bit. So I got a little taste of Louisiana. Never been up Baton Rouge way, though, because I'm a Mississippi State boy, and that's all LSU country. And
Southern.
Scared. Yeah. Oh, Southern. Yeah, that's right. Southern University.
They have like one of the best law programs and nursing schools. Oh, nursing, engineering, and law is what they're known for at Southern. Mm-hmm. Well, LSU, everybody loves LSU football.
Not
everybody. And now they're like really into the basketball because of Angel Reese.
Oh, okay.
She really put women's basketball on the map. So shout out to LSU.
And a great, and Southern, great marching band too.
Yes, they're undefeated.
I see all this like this white mayonnaise stuff over it, like, and then you watch Southern's the halftime. They're like, like throwing shit and stuff like that. You're like,
dancing.
Is this Vegas? What the hell is it? But yeah, it's but I lived in Jackson, Mississippi, so I'm more familiar with Jackson State in the SWAC. So where Dion used to coach. That was weird for a minute. But anyway,
hey, I love Shador Sanders. He's not prime time, but he's on time.
Yeah, and apparently he's the only one who's healthy in Cleveland. So, more power to the kid.
Yes.
So
I'm an alumni from Southern, by the way.
Oh, okay, all right,
Two-time
very
alumni.
good.
Shout out to
very
Southern.
good. All I know really mostly about Louisiana is like it's all swamp ass during the summertime, and there's so much humidity down there. People be swimming in the air.
Look, old man Barker was talking about how cold it was there. Okay, well, our cold doesn't really get cold. In people's mind, it doesn't, because they'll look at the numbers and be like, oh, it's just 50 degrees. But the humidity takes it up a notch, because that's the kind of cold that will permeate your skin and tickle your bones, but not in a good way. Not in the way I would like.
You feel like you was in the bathtub for like 3 hours. You all pruny and stuff because all that moisture and stuff. All right, so we go from the south up to the Northland there to our friend Michael's place. Where you live in a country called, let me get this right, Canada, is that right? It starts with a K.
Is that a country? I thought it was a 51st state.
America's hat.
America is Canada is the 51st state. Yeah, America's
One of
hat,
America's
right?
lights, you know.
I almost went to Canada once. I've never been out of the lower 48. I kind of regret that, but I was in Minnesota, right up there in Duluth, Minnesota, with some buddies,
I
and
lived in Rochester.
oh yeah, okay, I got friends in Rochester too. Right on, right on. So this was like back in the mid 90s, and I was visiting up there around Christmas time, and my buddy says, "All right, look, we're like 100 miles away from the Canadian border. You've never been out of the country. We're going to take you up there, right? You know, this is pre 9/11. All you needed like a driver's license or something to get across the border, right? So we got about 50 miles down the road, and we just see this wall of white in the distance. And my buddy goes, "That's a blizzard." Woo! He turned around the car. We went back to Duluth, and I was just like, I wanted to see Canada, but you know, I didn't want to be caught in the car and have like some, you know, Saint Bernard with a keg under his chin try to rescue us or anything like that. So I almost went to Canada.
One of your guests says Duluth, Minnesota is practically Canada, you know, eh?
Oh yeah. Hey, Kate. What's up, Kate? And hi to everybody. We're also streaming on Abby Deuce channel too. So howdy and hello to all the peeps over there. Let's do some shout outs real quick. We got Old Man Barker and Jackie's over there and Rondell.
Rondo. Peace,
Rondo.
fam.
Oh, Rondo. Yes, Rondo. Jimmy's over there too. Yeah, you always have a nice crew over there.
We're like family now. It's like what if for some reason someone can't come, I miss them. But I know everybody has their own lives to live too, so sometimes they can't catch the live show.
They need to make time for you. You're like mama to them. They need to make time for mama. All right.
Mama.
So yeah, hi to everybody. We got Kate and CBC voter over here, and Chuck's over here on the old extra Bulla side. I'm sure some other folks will probably pop in here in a while. So you're in what, Ontario? Is that right?
Yeah, I'm in Windsor, Ontario. So just right across the border from Detroit. We're actually, right. Detroit's north of us because the way that the landmass actually wraps around. So.
The whole area from the Great Lakes, when you get to New York, there's like places where like houses are split in half. One half of the house is in Canada, the other house is in America. It's just the craziest shit I've ever seen. And yeah, that whole thing where it's like you're south of Detroit, you know, it's like,
is that true or you're bullshitting? Is that true?
There is one place in like the far west, like near BC, whatever, that there's like a little bit of a border dispute where like literally there's like your neighbor is in the States and you're in Canada. I forget what it's called. Maybe Kate might remember because it's over in her neighborhood, but just a fun little fact that I learned one day. There's like a border town in Canada that should be in the States, but they never, for whatever reason, they found it more useful to not switch their nationality, or I don't remember the story very well, but it's Point Roberts. Yeah, there you go. Go look up Point Roberts and you'll figure it out.
Okay, cool. Let me put that up, Point Roberts. Yeah, I know that's wild. And there's also like a dispute over the bridge going from Detroit to Windsor. Did you hear about that? Where Trump's trying to get Canada to pay him for half the bridge, but they paid for the whole bridge. You know.
Yes.
Because we got a new bridge, the Gordie Howe Bridge. I haven't looked into that. I've been waiting for them to open it. It's supposed to be this year, and I've just been distracted with everything, all the geopolitical, the big stories going on, you know. So I should go tune back into that story and see what's happening with that.
I think maybe he wants in my mind I'm saying poll tax, but that's not what it is. You know, when you go over the bridge, you have to pay a
toll.
I was toll. Thank you. I think he wants a toll on our side.
That motherfucker always trying to squeeze money out of somebody too.
Always.
They didn't really have a dispute about the bridge until this tariff war, and then I think Trump just looking for reasons to fuck with Canada, and the borders or the bridge is an obvious one. Because I think the Canadian government, they paid to build the bridge, and so they're looking to get the money from it. So they're not. I think they're gonna be having a real tough stance against Trump on that. He's gonna have to give them something good for them to give a concession on that, I think.
This guy wants to control the entire Western Hemisphere. It's obvious. That's like what he's going for, and it's pretty damn obvious. And if he's trying to do that, and we only have 3 years left, then what does that tell you? Is he leaving? I'm not sure.
We got a whole lot of eventful things happening in the next 3 years. That's what it tells me.
I mean, how long is it going to take them to build that ballroom?
That sounds like a ruse to me. That sounds like some bullshit. Like, I think they're they're probably making like a drug den or one of those Pizzagate places. You know what I'm saying? That they're talking about in the Epstein files.
I think they're drilling downward.
Yeah.
Elon, his boy, owns the boring company, Boring. Where they
I heard it's not very interesting. Because it's boring. Just like me, it's very boring.
Totally boring.
I'm still here. Okay. But do you think we did the story today about how they haven't released like all the files and stuff like that. I know you guys usually talk about more like I don't know, like Nahila, you're Michael, you're more like in the communist vein, right? You tend to extol the virtues of communism, and it's not for is it for everybody? I mean, how do you preach that, or not really preach that, but how do you teach that, I guess, to people who have zero idea what communists about, except all they hear is the propaganda, with like Red Dawn and all the that you'll be in bread lines and all this bullshit. I mean, how do you talk to people about communism?
I find it to be quite a challenge, but it's very very interesting to kind of meet people where they're at, and because there's a lot of people who know all kinds of stuff about it, and so you don't really have to start from the beginning, but you can't go around talking about stuff like, is China communist, with somebody who doesn't really understand what communism is to begin with. And so I'm also finding a bit of a struggle with, I have to make up my own mind about what I think about all this stuff in order to try and teach people about it. And it's all kind of in motion. It's a little bit like what I try to do is observe like China and Russia post-Soviet Union and the other communist countries like Cuba, and I try to compare what I've been told about like what communism is based on, like what the Marxists say it is, and then we all know the anti-communist propaganda of what the US, the imperialists, try to pretend that it is, and so you try and compare historically what their the moments that they had that is widely considered to be credible socialist governance, and then now in the modern times you see, are they still adhering to their legacy properly, or have they kind of degenerated? And there's this whole thing between the Marxist Leninists and the Trotskyists, and so for a while I was trying to figure out what should I be, right, a Trotskyist or a Marxist Leninist, and it's a very important question. If you want to take it seriously, you can't just be all like, oh, whatever, they're both idiots or something. Like, you have to learn the method. You have to learn like dialectical materialism and figure out what that means, and historical materialism, and the labor theory of value, and the tendency of the rate of the profit to fall, right? And all these things that Marx like taught us, that if you observe throughout history and into modern times today, a lot of what he said was correct, which is why I felt I needed to become a communist and tell people about it. Because at first I'm reading about it just out of a kind of academic interest, and because things like our material conditions are awful, right? And so I'm like, how do I understand what kind of a country that I live in, what kind of an economy that they run? And the more that I read about Marxism and communism, I was like, this is the missing piece that we need to know as far as how to improve our situation. And so I got really excited. I'm like, okay, so now I know like who I am, I guess, and what to try to do with my life, what I need to build. But then, so that was years ago where I felt very positive and confident, and seeing like the particular historical moment that we're in, that was also something really important, because until recently with the fall of the Soviet Union, it looked like capitalism had won and America was all powerful and everyone had given up on communism, which was a very pessimistic period for communists. But then I recognized all of what has been hidden from us, and like what China's been doing since the end of the Cold War there, the alleged end of the Cold War. And then I got this renewed sense of hope. I see this undermining of the dollar American hegemony, the changing of the global like economic system. It's actually happening, and it's like, oh my God, what we were led to believe, that we're into the end of history now, is completely revealed to be false, and that China seems to be potentially actually achieving the necessary power to like accumulating the necessary power to actually dethrone America, which, whether you agree with China being the perfect communist system or not, that is a massive change that we all need to be paying attention to and figuring out what it means. Now, I have some kind of reservations about China's technocracy and like how much of their ideology have they allowed like the Western influence to sort of corrupt their perspective. But you really got to not be dismissive about the pro-Chinese communists that are like, that's very much the Western chauvinist kind of view. When you look at them and you say, oh, I know better than you guys, we're just you guys are just trying to do capitalism better than us or whatever. There's no communism to what you're doing at all. So it's really just waking up to things by observing and comparing with what I was told and what I see. Right.
I think, that's the thing. It depends on who you talk to when you mention communism or even socialism, right? The first thing they do is like, oh, you pinko commies, you're gonna take over everything, and we're gonna have. It's like, well, yeah, like capitalism has been great, right? And no, not really. I've always been one of these people that just depending on your people, the size of your country, that sort of thing. If you have the right mix of ideologies, you can probably sustain something. Like, at the very least, we should be taking care of our people here in the United States, right? There's no reason why people should be going bankrupt over medical bills, right? If the powers that be, these, pull yourself up by the bootstrap people,
Uncle
if
Warren.
they really, what's that?
I'm sorry. This just made me think of this Rockefeller dude. He's 100. He just got a 7th heart transplant. Baby, you need to go to glory. 100.
How many?
And there are people who are dying at a young age because they can't get medical treatment. And here, this 100-year-old, he's pre-dead, and he's getting a heart transplant. Dick Cheney how many heart transplants did he get? And whose hearts are y'all getting? Like, what?
Well, now that we see this Epstein stuff, that's a very important question.
Very,
very
important question.
Well, when you tell people that, about socialized medicine, they'll say, oh, well, you'll have to wait long hours to get it. I'm like, well, bitch, you got to wait long hours to get in now. I mean, and God forbid if you need to see a specialist that's like 6-8 months down the road, you might be dead by then.
Yes.
Right? So it's like, look, I'll take my chances with socialized medicine. And the thing is, too, it's like, it doesn't have to be like government doctors and the government telling you, my idea of socialized medicine is I go to the doctor, they take care of me, they give me the medicine that I need, and then the government writes the check. That's all I need the government to do. Put the pen in your hand, scribble, 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 write the fucking check. Right?
It could be an auto pen. I don't care.
Yeah, put an X on there like the old West. I don't give a fuck. Sign the check. That's what I'm saying. And it's like, well, dude, and it's not like a luxury thing. It's not like you're buying like a color TV or like a Ferrari or some shit like that. It's your fucking health, right? These fuckers that are like, well, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Maybe I'm too weak to pull myself up by the bootstraps because I need better health care. And like, if they want us to be more productive citizens, we would be more productive if we were healthier, right? I'm just thinking in their terms, right? Like, why is there this press to keep socialized healthcare away from people?
Well, it started out because of racism. They thought they were going to eradicate black people. We still here, bitches.
Yep. Yes, you are. Thank goodness for that.
Thank goodness for that. And then, then capitalism, of course, capitalism kills. But so he's a communist up there. I'm more of a socialist. Just because I can't see America moving from capitalism straight to communism. Like we might need a little middle ground, like China, like socialized public utilities, and then people can own businesses and things like that. But everything that's public utilities should not be owned by a private company.
No.
Nothing.
Especially if you absolutely need it too, right? Like if you need electricity to heat your home and stuff like that, you shouldn't be at the mercy of these power companies who are, basically,
what's your bill looking like?
Yeah, exactly. And then you get these like these data centers, these AI data centers come in, and then all of a sudden everybody's electricity bill goes up, right? You look at today with all the high prices and stuff like that. This is end stage capitalism.
Yes,
really
it is. It's not that they don't believe in socialism. They just believe in socialism for corporations.
Right. Yes.
I wouldn't even call that socialism, right? They're just trying to invert the ideology as a way to destroy it. They're trying to take away its credibility. The more that we think of socialism is just when the rich pretend to be for the people and then take our money, and then in the minds of people they determine socialism bad, communism bad. But I feel like the distinction between a communist and a socialist, it's a little bit misunderstood, right? Because if you ask communists around the world, we're trying to have socialism as a transitionary period to communism. And so I feel like at the end of the day, you're probably a communist too, right? But we have to let you come to your own. You have to choose to be a communist on your own. I can't tell you what you are. You know what I mean?
Well, what's funny is like when you describe the merits of both, and you don't say socialism or communism, a lot of people say, "Hey,
yes,
that sounds delicious. I'll have two, please." And then you say, bitches, it's communism. You motherfucker. And then they're like, womp, womp. I thought it was something good. It is something good. It's just don't use the name and just go by the merits, right? That's why I tell people, you're talking about socialism, people, don't use the S or the C word. Just explain the things that go along with it. And then, if they, their little brain goes, peep, oh shit. Then they might actually come around. But I think you're absolutely right.
Like when sorry.
No, go ahead.
Your statement.
What
it just reminds me. Go ahead.
We'll let him talk. Listen. Okay. No. What were you saying? I'm sorry, Abby.
No, it just reminds me of when people are asked, "Do you like the Affordable Health Care Act?" And they're like, "Yeah, I love that." And then you ask them, "Do you like Obamacare?" "Oh no, well, we need to get rid of that." And I'm like, they don't even know that's the same shit. Like, how do you combat that? Like,
well, I saw some dumb shit the other day. Somebody said something like, the ACA is this liberal thing. I'm like, actually, it's Romney Care. They did it, and they did it. It was Romney. Spoiler alert: is a Republican. All right, good to know, right? All right, I hope you learned something, bitch. You know, so it's like, because these people are just so uninformed, or they spit out all these talking points that they've heard their whole lives, and it's very frustrating when you're trying to educate people on the merits of taking care of your own people, that it's not some sort of, you know, like the Politburo or the KGB is going to come after you kind of shit, right? It's like, this just healthcare, right? Free education. We should have free education in this country too. The basics, the bare minimum stuff. We shouldn't be battling, you know, in this capitalist swamp with all this bullshit. They're having to pay money at colleges. Holy shit! If going to college now costs so much money, it's incredible, and they have totally tried to weaken the importance of a higher education. You know, because they'll always say, "Oh, well, you're just like some sort of art major, or you know, some, you know, women's studies major." And it's like, no, the college experience is more than that. You get more out of it. You get more of the well-rounded education, kind of an advanced thing from high school. But they don't understand that, and it's like, costs money, and that's where your student debt comes in, and those
it used
predators.
to be free.
Yeah,
in the United States of America. It used to be free. An uneducated society is a matter of national security. How is that? How do the people not understand that?
Because they don't have the Marxist education, right? Because this is where you look at the educated society is the educated proletariat, not necessarily. You have to divide society into class analysis, and then you get the clear picture where once you educate the proletariat so much that they become a threat to the ruling class, they change their mind. Instead of understanding that an uneducated society is a threat to their national security, they completely flip the narrative and they say, this educated society is going to come for our heads. Let's do our best to miseducate them. It's like the problem with America mostly is the CIA did their thing to create mass psychosis on their own population, which has got to be the dumbest thing for a nation can do to itself. But it's not really, like, nationalism is also kind of a construct used by capitalists to control people. So they convince people that what we need to do is to make people stupid, whatever, because that's how you make more money. And so that's that socialist argument is overthrow these people if you want your nation to succeed. But
take them out. So sorry. You want to go?
Well, I was just going to say the bottom line is you can't control smart people, or it's much more difficult to not smart but educated people, right? It's much harder to control educated people, especially when they know you're full of shit. But when you're not very bright, you don't pay attention, and you just kind of go along to get along, you're pretty easy to control. And that's the whole point of making education a non-factor. You know, because when I was growing up, I was always told that, you know, education, college, you got to go to college. It's very important, right? So I went to college, and you know, and I enjoyed the experience. I learned a lot from it. But I mean, it's not always just college too. I mean, you could go to a trade school if you want to. You know, I always tell people, like, community college, it's way cheaper. Some of them are actually free. You can go to these community colleges, get your two years of core curriculum that you would get at the 4-year college that anyway, right? And then maybe there you could, like, pick up a trade or something. You know, and then if you want to go on to a 4-year college to you know, for your actual major or whatever, you can do that. But those options are very few, and I don't think a lot of people know about, you know, these other options they can have in this society where you have to pay out the ass for a college education.
Well, these people from Princeton and Harvard and all these upper echelon colleges that, by the way, you can get approved through legacy, not through your merit. That's a shout out to DEI, by the way. They are telling the masses you don't need college. Well, then why the hell you went to Harvard?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you graduate from Princeton? If you telling people they don't need college, everybody doesn't need college. Because some people, college isn't for everyone. You can go in a trade school. So these people are like, college is a joke, and I can't. You believe you paid for that? Well, okay. Well, how are you gonna? Where's your doctor gonna come from if they didn't get a college?
Yeah.
Where's your lawyers? Like some things you just got to go to college for. And when
Well,
you
that's
go
the
to
thing. I
college,
think what they're doing is they're trying, that's why they won't give you socialized medicine, because then they'll be like, well, who needs doctors? You're gonna die anyway. So yeah. So we're gonna save a little money there. Yeah, it is.
I think the one. Oh, sorry.
No, go
I
ahead.
just wanted to say these two other points. I think they are trying to keep their rural base from going to college, is because college is going to do two big things for you. One, you're going to a school where people are coming from all over the country, maybe in even another country, to be in one place at one time. So it's going to teach you that diversity isn't a fucking boogeyman. Like you don't have to be scared of these people. And then two, it's going to teach you if you have an opinion on something, you have to do research and provide sources. It can't just be a TikTok from the president.
Wouldn't it be nice if people knew how to do that? The average person, right? So many people you try and have an argument with, they don't seem to even know how to look for sources or provide them.
I was a journalist in the 90s, and working in local TV stations down south, and I cut my teeth on local stories and stuff like that, and the importance of journalism and getting people the message out. And now this was right on the cusp of what was it, right after the Telecommunications Act of 96, which basically said I can buy 1 billion TV stations if I want to, whereas before you couldn't. You could only own a certain number of media outlets. And then so once that happened, you start all these corporations like Clear Channel, and I think Hearst and a lot of these others started gobbling up these TV stations, radio stations, newspapers. And now a lot of times you see on the local levels, you'll see a lot of propaganda from these corporations that own these channels, right? Have you seen the video of they show all these people on camera.
Threat to our democracy. Yeah.
Yeah, the threat to our democracy.
Same thing, yes.
Yeah, everybody gets the script, and it's like, that's not journalism. That's stenography. That's reading
like
a script.
Media, right?
Yeah, but I remember like old school journalists that taught me, the basics, the who, what, where, when, and why kind of thing, or how. Ask questions. You ask questions. That's how you uproot, crime, and like real crime, like this corporate crime that you see in some of these small towns. Embezzlement and stuff like that, that's screwing over people. When you're actually helping your community, that's what you shouldn't be propagandizing your community. You should be helping them with information. And I think a lot of these places lost that idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's sad.
On purpose.
Well, let me ask you this. So let's say I'm America. How are you going to socialize me? Okay, so maybe I don't know, maybe this might be too much, but like in China, they have like 1 billion people, and they manage to have at least a mix of mostly like communism and some capitalism in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a democratic socialism.
Democratic socialism. Okay. So do you think if we were able to provide people the basic necessities here in America, if we that seems like the easiest thing to do, because all you got to do is you just got to make laws to do it. I'm not saying it's easy with the people that we have, but in theory, you could provide healthcare, education, jobs programs, that kind of thing, to uplift people out of poverty. But once you uplift them out of poverty, you can't really control them as well, right? Wink. See? So what's it going to take besides falling sky rocks from the sky to actually make changes in America, you think?
So
That's a really good question.
You go first.
Go ahead. You go. Go ahead. Go
Thank
ahead.
you.
I've been talking my ass off. Go ahead.
No worries. I'm thinking that the American society is highly individualized, and the polarized perception of communism is this collectivism is bad. It's the Borg, right? We can't do that. And so I think we need to kind of embrace America's individualism, because China's done this communism with Chinese characteristics. So we need to figure out what is communism with American characteristics. And I think that would inevitably require some of that centering the individualism as a good thing, as opposed to like find a way to sublate individualism and collectivism, because when they're looked at as like people have this thing against like Hegelian philosophy, like too much to get into to explain what that is, kind of thing. But Hegel, like Marx, got a lot of his ideas from Hegel. He just corrected him by making it less idealist and more materialistic, right? So but when you see a lot of the right wingers criticize Marxism, or like they say like the problem, whatever it is, it's that problem, reaction, solution. So they vulgarize it and they say the elites just create a problem so that they can provoke a reaction, so they can offer a solution. And that's how they kind of like say this whole dialectical stuff, we're not touching it. It's toxic, because anytime someone's talking about dialectics, they're trying to create this problem so they can make a reaction, so they can have that solution that they're totalitarian, whatever, dystopia. And so they're not listening, right? So it's like we need the dialectics. It's badly needed. It's what is preventing people from actually admitting that they're wrong about something and moving on. So, but we need to find a way to achieve that sublation, which is it's like discarding what is holding back the thesis, maintaining what is good about it, and adding to it in a way that like you preserve what's good about the theory, and you negate what's wrong with it by comparing it with the antithesis. So I think what you need is this sublation, which is this higher order thinking that you achieve from not collectivism, not individualism, but what happens when you find how to preserve and negate whatever that stuff out of it and from it, right? So it's a little bit of a weird jargony. I don't know. That's a kind of a answer some people would say. So what does that even? I don't see, like you didn't offer me a solution there, right? That's it's too
Here I come with the solution.
Rome wasn't built in a day, right? But
okay.
So, like you're saying, we need that socialized medicine and stuff, right? But first and foremost, you just need the popping of the bubbles. I think that would create a lot of problems.
I want to play devil's advocate with you, Michael, okay? Because too many people who are poor and don't have any other options join the military. The military, you shouldn't join anything that breaks you down and then builds you up. So they're basically breaking you down into your lowest form and then building you into a machine, like a robot.
Yeah.
And there's too many of them around, because what's going on in the White House by now, we should be like Nepal and Argentina at this point. Well, no, Nepal, because Nepal burned the whole shit down. Nepal was like, fuck all this. But if we did that, here comes the military, and they have all the weapons.
That's what they did in Nepal, though. The military ended up, it was kind of a color revolution. So they did the spectacular burning down of the parliament. It looked really great to the global audience. But at the end of the day, the military decided who was going to install, like who they were going to let the protesters have placed in power. So this is where, as much as we want to look at other places for examples, the problem is the CIA is got their hands in everything. So we have to be very careful with examples.
So
Yeah.
it's almost like which one comes first, the chicken or the egg? Because like the egg would be the educating of society. The chicken, like we have to do that first, so the chicken could cross the road. You know what I'm saying? My analogies are fucked up, but you get what I'm saying.
Educated society will be able to implement
Or is that a
socialism
metaphor?
when
I
they
forget.
become the chicken, but they can't be the chicken without first
Without
being
the egg.
Yeah.
Yes. Unless you're like one of those like tofu chickens, which is I'm not a big fan of that. But I think we have to also like we have to go to where people are at too to educate them on stuff like this, right? And know how to talk to people, right? First off, you start talking down to people, or you start, putting out a whole bunch of flowery words that they don't fucking understand. They're gonna be like, tune out. I'm thinking of TikTok. I'm thinking of like all this other shit. But when you start talking to them about how it affects you personally in your life, and how like items of socialism that can make your life better. Like I've seen polls of people say 60-70% of people would want Medicare for all, or some form of that, just like free, but then when you say socialized medicine, they're like, whoa,
It's that word. It's that word. Like, should we call it a different word or something? Like, we need to make up a new word.
Well, I think that would work for a while, but at some point, you're never going to achieve any real revolution. Like, we need people to consciously, explicitly understand what they're implementing, or else they won't be able to finish the implementation. Right. So I agree. You can tell them without you can talk about it without using the words, but at some point you need to find a way to slip them in there.
Well, yeah, it's almost like when you give dogs or any animal medicine, right? You slip that medicine in something sweet, nice, tasty that they'll eat that, right? It's almost kind of the same thing, where it's just like you tell them all the good things about, socialist programs and stuff like that, free education, free healthcare, that kind of thing, to make your lives better. Because especially these people who are going bankrupt from medical bills, getting these $10,000 emergency, the ambulance, driving you like a mile to the hospital, and they charge you $10,000. It's just ridiculous. There's a whole lot of people will say, yeah, that's bullshit. I would like something better. And if you say, well, what if the government paid for your health care? Oh, well, I don't want my tax dollars. And then they don't understand what, federal dollars do. They think that's their tax dollars. And that's like a totally different thing. The tax dollars work on the local and state levels, but that's why we have a $1.5 trillion military budget, because they just throw money at it. Instead of throwing money at your military, you start throwing money at your healthcare system. You're going to have more doctors. You're going to have better healthcare, and you're going to have better. You don't have to do this in-network bullshit. You could go to any doctor you fucking want to go to. Like I said, sign the check, and that's it. That's the way it should be. It could be easy, but they make it so difficult, and they poison people's minds, saying, oh, no, you need to work hard so you can die from medical bankruptcy, some ridiculous shit like that. But anyway.
You about to make me cry. Like there are instances where the doctor will order like test or something. Okay. It's all the doctor's doing. And then you'll get a bill like, well, the test that they ordered, the people that they ordered from is out of network. Well, how the fuck I was supposed to know that? The doctor did it. Tell the doctor to pay for it then. What is happening?
Yeah, it's some scam shit
really,
going on.
It's
well,
not good.
You get down to how criminal the U.S. government really is. This is where it's like it doesn't even the ideology is basically not even important at this point anymore, because we can't even have a debate about in the whatever marketplace of ideas about which idea is better, because they're not really even defending capitalism either at this point. It's like gangsterism at the end of the day. It's really just, if you don't agree with me, if you shut up and go away, and if you're going to be a problem to me, I will make you go away. And that
I think you're describing fascism.
That is why people aren't really Like they might like the idea of socialism, but they're not allowed to talk about it. So they're just going to let us stick our necks out and watch and see if we get away with it. And then what? So we got to kind of prove as the example, like find a way to survive and defy capitalists and like.
Well, that's why we got
their will.
This is a good point Jacqueline is making in the comments, because I've seen, it might not be the same in video, but I've seen a video where the doctor, she recorded herself talking to the insurance company. It was about a surgery that she had scheduled that morning, and the insurance company canceled it. And she's like trying to talk to the people, like, okay, are you, like, what are your qualifications to know that this should be canceled? Like, who? I'm the expert in the matter, so tell me what your qualifications are, and explain to me why you don't think this person needs this surgery. And of course, they couldn't. I mean, it. That's why they have in every field they have underwriters. The underwriter is like the middle person. No. The underwriter is the person that nobody knows, don't know their name, and they're just denying shit. And then the customer service rep just has to tell you, the underwriter, well, who is the underwriter? Let me talk to the underwriter then. Sounds like the overseer.
There's so much bureaucracy with that, and I think what it is, it's been so demonized. With what was I going to say? It's been like saying communism or socialism, or even just describing the merits of those, have been so demonized over the last several decades. Going back to after World War II, when all of a sudden, all right, now we're focusing our attention on those damn commies over there in Russia, that kind of thing. What we have to do, I think, is we have to constantly educate people on the merits of these ideologies. Like, what is actual communism? I've asked people, I'll say, what do you think communism is? And they couldn't answer. They don't even know what fucking socialism is, right? They know none of this shit. And but then they'll say, oh, I'm against it. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I'm sure as hell against it. Like, it's that's why we have to constantly educate people. But at the same time, like I said, you just can't slam people with facts and stuff like that. You kind of have to take each person on an individual basis when you talk to them about it, right? Like, if you're cool with that person, a lot of times they'll take in that information more naturally than if you're just like, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying some people who do. The people who say, oh, just read theory. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Right?
Them trying to get you to do the
meanwhile,
hard work, right?
the average American has a sixth grade. Oh, sorry, Nahila.
Sorry, yeah, my bad.
What you were saying?
I'm just saying that's us who have done the reading of the theory. We're being a bit lazy. We're just trying to, because it's so hard to convince people. We're just trying to say, just go read the theory, shut up, or whatever. And if you read like I read, whatever, you'll get it. But that's not how, like, people are different. How it works, yes. They have different levels of understanding. You have to help them.
And they don't want you being dismissive of them too. It's like like I said, it's all about the communication with people. Like, I don't think you can actually teach a mass of people this. I think you have to actually go to individual people and explain it to them in a language that they can easily understand.
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, like Americans have a average of 6th grade reading level, so you just throw a book at them, like a book. You're not reading books.
One of the first things the Soviets did was increase the literacy rate. Obviously, it's obviously important, right?
That's the egg, right? So I did want to mention this, and shout out to the chat of our channel, because they've heard this before, but I'm saying this for your followers. So a huge reason why Michael and I do what we do is because some people don't know what communism is and socialism is, and they feel like you're supposed to be in the shadows, like something is wrong with you. So we speak up and talk about it. So those who are actually listening and saying, that's interesting. We've had people come to our channel because I go on different channels and stuff. And I tell them I'm a socialist. Socialist. And they jump on me and they yell at me and fuss at me. And I just and I stick to my morals and my values, and I talk about it, what it means to me, yada yada. And lo and behold, some of those people showed up on our channel and said, "Hey, I heard you talking about socialism, and I think I want to know more about it. You know, I kind of feel like I'm like that too. So that's why I'm here." And I'm like, this is why we do that. We have to come from out of the shadows and scream it loud and proud.
I think the surveillance state, is made it. It's kind of forced our hand in that. Before we could have gotten away with being covert, but now we don't. We maybe should just change tactics, and because they've taken away the shadows to hide in, we just got to be out in the open now.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they demonized it, with the McCarthy, witch hunts back in the 50s, and then the Cold War, and then Reagan came along and all this nationalism and stuff like that. And you couldn't even say, that you like something communist without somebody jumping on you. And like you said, now, like, well, all the surveillance and stuff, that's that's one side effect of surveillance that might actually do something positive, is to get people out and to get them to talk to more people about it. Like I said, in a language they can easily understand, so they can digest it easily, right? They may not take to it right away, but if you're persistent in your message and mostly in your actions too, they see what you're doing and they'll go, maybe there's something to that, and at least it'll pique their interest at the very least. And that's kind of what we want, right? We want people to at least just listen, right, to about this stuff, because it's important stuff for everybody.
That's where I think integrity is important, right?
Yes.
Because if we need to come across as authentic, and if we end up being a little bit too opportunistic and pragmatic, we might start to look at people as disposable, and then that comes across as not real solidarity, and then we get, it doesn't work, and we wonder why.
So Stephanie, I don't know if you were here when we were talking about the chicken and the egg, but she says, well, shout out to her. She says, I think the real work starts by deprogramming the capitalist propaganda. It's like breaking generational trauma.
It is. It's exactly what it is. It's generational trauma.
It is. So our original sin has never been dealt with. And we're not the only ones. Black people aren't the only ones suffering from it. So are white people. So are Asian people. Like, we're all suffering from this, what do they call it? The puppeteer. We're all suffering from the puppeteer's behavior.
We just need to not get enough. With that. Yeah, ahead, we just need to get enough. Well, I was just going to add on to that. Like, we just need to get enough people together. We need to start forming like locally, right? I mean, that's where everything starts, is local. And get, like we always say, like, get to know your neighbors, right? We're so, a lot of us now are just like, I don't want to know my neighbors. Fuck that guy. I just want to be in my house. I just want to chill, but it's like, and I'm one of those people. I'll say that too. I mean, I come off as a friendly person, but I don't really like people, but I will talk to them in the language that they can understand if I'm trying to convey something to them, and, try to be sincere about it and honest and real, and, and just be. That's the thing. The people try all this flowery talk, and they're like, blah, 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 blah. Just talk to people. Talk to people where they're at. That's all you got to do. Find out where they're at. What is it? The that you don't know where someone's at if you don't know where they came from, right? And that's the thing. We don't get to know people like I said, I mean, not everybody does that, but you have some people who are just so frustrated, like, oh, just go read theory. I don't have time for this. Well, you need to have some patience. That's the thing. When you're trying to educate people, you have to be patient with them, because sometimes it doesn't take the first, second, third, fifth time, but maybe that sixth time it finally gets in their head. So
it's where it's not just communism that's useful. Having patience and stuff. You don't even need to read anything of Marxist you need to read interpersonal skills, stuff from psychologists and stuff. And that's perfectly valid information too, right? We're not trying to make everything or whatever with a Hamel and sickle brain on it, whatever. Like critical theory is like you take from others like what works and what not, like without being eclectic about it, right? Like if we're really going to make something work, we have to be dynamic enough to recognize when we are just kind of going in circles and not really achieving what we want, and where we need to start to borrow from other kind of categories of information in order to correct whatever. We need that self-criticism and that that willingness to openness to other ideas, or else you collapse into what I call a tautological autarky, another fancy word, which is get away from those for people who don't understand it. But basically it's the Ouroboros, right? You get into a logical, like closed-minded loop, and then you can't be told that you're wrong. You won't hear it, whatever, because you only refer to your own ideas as the truth. And that's toxic for communism. We can't do that, right?
Right. It's all about communication, for sure. And I think people like you two are doing a great job putting that message out there. It's just like I said, when I listen to your shows, it's just plain talk. You're not like using those flowery words like you just use, Michael.
Sometimes I have no other way.
No, sometimes he does.
I think I can't use another word.
I was very offended by that long word you said that I can't remember. Was it like bootylicious? What did you say? Chocolate? I don't know.
Autarky is 2 words, actually.
I'm an asshole. Don't listen to me. So we're way past time. But like I told you guys, this hour
I was having fun. I private chatted you that I'm having fun. I
saw that.
Okay.
You can come back.
I mean, but you can kick us off if you want.
Well, that just means I'll have to bring you back on again.
Okay.
In the near future. Yes, you have to you're friends of the show. So of course you have to be regulars on here now. So we can have more conversations like this. If you want, we could at some point we could set up a stream. We'll do one of those marathons, and I'll come on yours too. I'll come on your show on your Tuesday shows and get in there. I'll make an effort to do that. It's not like I've been trying to avoid you guys. Or that I feel like I'm stupid, although I do feel like I'm stupid sometimes, but I'll make sure that I have a Tuesday.
I'm stupid sometimes. A lot of people, everyone's telling me how smart I am. I appreciate all that, but honestly, we're just amateurs, right? We just teaching ourselves, and it works.
Well, you're smart enough to know that there's always learning to be done, right? We never stop. We shouldn't ever stop learning things, right? We shouldn't get to a point. Even my old ass, I still learn shit as well, and it's like I try to be somewhat of a mentor to my elder people who are just like, hey, these kids these days, get off the porch, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up, old man.
Get off my lawn.
That kid on your lawn actually has something important to say to you. Why don't you just fucking listen to him for a second? Okay. They'll begrudgingly do it, but then they do it. So before we get out,
I work with kids. I like working with kids because they give you a different perspective. My friend base is from 21-year-olds all the way to 80 plus. Like they all have something to say, and you need to listen to them, because how else are you going to learn? My daddy told me something, Uncle Warren. Let me hit you with this real quick. He said that if I'm going to give you the secret to success. And I said, oh, okay. What's the secret? He said, when I give you the secret, you will never fail. Shit, tell me. He said, just don't do shit. Don't do shit. You'll never fail, but you'll never succeed either. But whatever. I said, oh, okay. And that was like the truest words I ever heard.
Yeah.
So we're here doing shit.
Yeah.
Good lesson.
It is. Yeah. And when you do nothing, you'll you're guaranteed to fail at whatever you're not doing. I know.
100% success rate. Yeah.
100% success rate.
Yeah, you're 100% successful in doing absolutely zero shit. Yeah. So, but yes, I'd love to set up like a time to do another stream on my channel too. We could simulcast like we're doing tonight, which I'm totally enjoying this. I've got your chat up over here, and all the folks over there that I'm used to seeing on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
They're undefeated. And
yes.
I like your chat too. Hey guys, everybody in the chat, don't forget to like and subscribe to both of these chats, please, and thank you.
Or I'll cry because I'm a crier. I'm very emotional when people reject me. All right, so before we get out of here though, let's do all this fun stuff. I've got your channel down below. Please make sure you're subscribed to Abby Don't is what the actual channel is, right? Yeah. Don't put the apostrophe in there. They're not gonna like that shit. Just Abby Do.
Nahilo has a channel also, which is
right.
Up
it's
there.
kind of
really
inactive right now, so you can subscribe to that if you want, but don't feel like you need to because it's not. Once we start like cross streaming on it, then I guess you'll have a reason to.
I tell him to stop doing that. He gets in his own way sometimes.
Yeah.
No, please go subscribe.
Right.
Yes.
Because we're going to be working on building up his channel as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have kind of a small community that I roll with here, and I consider you guys family in our community as well. So I appreciate what you're doing with your show. Like I said, you may not have thousands of people subscribe, but you're getting the word out. We have a decent crowd here tonight that's watching too. So we all appreciate what you're doing, and please subscribe to Abby's channel and Michael's channel, even though he's being a kind of ridiculous.
I just gotta start doing stuff on it again. I wouldn't want to tell people to go to a channel that's inactive. It's like telling them to walk into a street with a brick wall on it.
It's just a click, Michael. Like,
yeah,
chill.
See now, like when you do your show on Abby Doo's channel, you can how you can simulcast on your channel as well. So at least you'll have some content over there too. See.
Well, if you want to check out our old stuff, we got some of our oldest episodes on my channel, so that's something to check out.
All right, so like I said, I've got your Twitter handles down below. Your channel names. Anything else you want to tell people, like where to find you or that sort of thing?
Just tune in tomorrow. We got our show. We don't know what we're going to talk about, but Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to figure out what we're going to talk about. Like, I kind of feel like maybe we should go back to Cuba. Cobra is pissed off in the chat about Cuba, and I understand it.
Well, he did say one thing about apparently the Americans have like shut down their electricity grid, so we should all be unfortunately having to witness something serious is going to go down. And we got to split our attention a little bit between Iran and Cuba because whatever's going to happen is going to happen soon. So,
and one more thing about Cuba before we get out of here, that we did a story this morning about how the garbage is piling up there because their sanitation trucks don't have any fuel. So and that's a health hazard to have that stuff out there. I mean, yeah, it's winter time right now, but once the weather gets warm, it's get real bad. So positive vibes, prayers, punishment. Whatever. Yeah, it is.
And
for some bullshit. It's punishment for some bullshit that never should have happened 60 years ago. I was saying something to somebody today about or I said this on the show this morning about, it's just like if you're choking somebody and you say, see, this guy don't know how to breathe, right? This guy don't know how to breathe, but you're choking him. Maybe if you don't choke him, he can breathe. And then let's see what happens when he breathes, right? You know, it's not the Cuban Missile Crisis. They don't have nukes pointed at us. Cuba is not a threat. Let Cuba. You know what I mean? Maybe we should do a whole show just on Cuba too. I think that would be awesome. I really enjoyed talking to you guys tonight. Like I said, I enjoy your show, and I was like looking forward to this all day, and I really appreciate y'all coming on. But before we get out of here, let me just say I kind of do this show whenever I get people to come on. So Extra Bulla Live itself doesn't really, it's not like a regular thing. I'm hoping to get more guests, more people in the space, to come on and talk about things. I'm going to be back on Friday morning for Morning Extra, doing the news and some propaganda watch and some silly stuff on there too. I hope you guys can come out for that. I appreciate everybody over here in Bulla Land and over in Abidu Land. Hope everybody has a wonderful evening. And any final thoughts before we go?
Just you forgot to plug your secret show or whatever. Go check out that secret show. That's
it's a secret. You don't plug secret shows. Come on, Michael. Is it?
Quiet part out loud. Damn, my bad.
Yeah, secret show on Friday night too. So thank you for that. See, but Michael's my new PR guy, so I need all the help I can get. So anything, Abby, you want to say before we go?
I just wanted to thank your chat for having us, because we really appreciate it. I mean, we really appreciate you as well for patronizing our show and having us on yours. Like, we feel, very blessed and highly favored.
Well, get ready, because there's going to be more of this shit. All right. Pants optional. So it's pants optional. We don't do the below the waist thing here. So, all right, folks, have a great night. We'll see you when we see you. Peace.